All right. Okay, so come to your mat, find a spot on your mat. Because we just want to start, this is the only section I'm going to make you sit. And if you don't want to sit and you want to start off in child's pose, you have that option. So you can either start here or you have the option of being here. So I'll give you either or that you want to do. You can be here, or we can be seated here or seated on a block. So completely your choice. If you want to start in child's pose, that might feel the best. We're starting seated. So child's pose, if you're in child's pose, I just want you to think about breathing, stretching, finding a nice position, not overarching your back. If you're seated, let's just start off by rolling those shoulders up and back. So if you're in child's pose, reach those fingers forward. And just slight gentle movements. Maybe it's a small movement with your head and neck. Maybe you're bringing your hands out at a more of a 45-degree angle. And if you're in child's, I want you to think about pushing that hip back and keeping your ribs in. So we're not overextending our back, and finding a nice place kind of on the top of your forehead. And you can also have a block if that helps you too. And I just want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. And just start off this morning taking a nice, deep, slow inhales and exhales. And just start off checking in and noticing your breath. Is your breath slow this morning? Is your breath a little choppy? Is it up in your chest? Just take notice of where you are. And as you start to settle into your breath and you start to notice it's going down into your belly a little bit more, you're starting to just breathe a little bit more relaxed, a little easier. Then I want you to bring your attention towards the crown of your head. And as you take a deep breath in, you're going to exhale and just follow that breath all the way down your body. So just noticing what feels amazing today. So what feels awesome? What are you like, oh yeah, this feels great. And find that feeling up and down your spine, all the way down to your toes, just checking into what feels amazing right now. And focusing on bringing our breath down into our belly. Closing our eyes if we haven't already. And then bring that focus and attention and that breath and start again at the crown of your head, or you can start at the tip of your toes and just start to notice what areas we need to pay a little attention to. Maybe it's the hips, maybe it's the glutes, maybe it's the shoulders, maybe it's the traps. Maybe it's our low back. Just notice. Don't judge it, just notice what needs the attention and the love from you today. What you need to connect your breath to and allow your mind and your body to relax so you can open that space. Another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. Start to feel your hips sinking back towards your heels. Your ribs are staying in. Your arms might come a little wider. And as you start to settle into your breath, I want you to find 5 more slow, deep inhales and exhales. Making your exhale just a little bit and count or two longer than your inhale. Once you find that fifth breath, you're going to slowly start to move your hips just a little. You're going to slide your hands back towards your face. And then you're going to press yourself up, bring your knees in, and find that tabletop. So we're looking for wrist, elbow, shoulder. We're looking for knee and hip, but I go a little wider as far as my legs, so my knees aren't directly underneath. So I want to make a table with my back. And I'm going to start off with just a little cat-cow, but I like to add stuff in. So little cat-cow, make sure when you find that nice cat stretch, we let our head and neck relax as well. And I'm going to ease into cat-cow, and then I'm going to also add, as it starts to feel good, when I come back to neutral, I might come forward, find that stretch in my wrists. I might come side to side, just gently. Just depends. Nothing goes super fast. We just want to find that movement. I might slide it back into a child's pose and lengthen my arms out. I'm just trying to get a little movement and check in with my body and see how it feels today. So wrist stretch, maybe side to side if that feels good to you. Bring it back. You can always cat-cow whenever you want. And then I just bring my knees a little bit wider, slide it back, try to find that nice, awesome child's pose. And just ever so slightly, moving everything I got. And just finding a nice little flow to it. Now, just because this is an awesome stretch and I love it, we're going to do this one before we start moving. So we're going to thread the needle. So I'm going to take my hips or my knees a little wider than hip and shoulder. I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of the mat. I'm going to keep my ribs in so I don't overextend like that. And I'm going to bring my hips over to the left and feel that stretch in that right inner thigh. I'm going to keep my ribs in, bring my ribs or hips over to the right, roll that arm up. And then thread it through, back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder. I find that nice stretch in my T-spine. And then I'm gonna bring it back up. All the while, I'm paying attention to my body position. I'm paying attention to my breathing. And I'm trying to connect my movement to my breath, to my body. After the second or third time, when you get here, you can keep your hand here. You can ground into the back of your right hand and raise up that left. You can externally rotate it, palm up against your low back, or grab that right quad. Wherever your body allows you today and whatever feels good. Find 2 or 3 breaths in this pose. And then when you're ready, you'll bring it back up to that awesome cat-cow, maybe coming forward, maybe coming back. And then we're gonna switch sides. So same thing, right hand to the outside of your mat. Hips are gonna go over to the right. I use a stretch in that left inner thigh. Hips come over to the left, stretch in the right inner thigh. Keeping my ribs in, roll that arm up. Thread it through, back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder, nice little stretch in the T-spine. And then you bring it all the way back up. Connect your breath to that movement. And after that second or third time, you're gonna ground into the back of that left hand. You can keep your right hand on the mat, or you can rise it all the way up if it feels good. You can bind it behind you, externally rotate that shoulder, fingertips against the low back, or you're reaching your right hand for that left quad. and you're relaxing your breathing, you're connecting your breath, you're keeping it out of your upper chest. It becomes a little more challenging when we're in a little bit of a twist. Release your hand, bring it all the way back down, cat-cow a couple times. And step your hands about half a step forward, curl your toes. Press those hips up and back, find that first down dog. Walk it out a little bit, feel how where you're tight. Notice if you're dropping your ribs down and looking like this, or if you look a little bit more, keeping those ribs in, you wanna look more like a triangle. So pick up your hands, place them back down. Pick up your feet, place them back down. Check in, see how you feel. Now bend both your knees, gaze goes to your hands. You're gonna step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, we're gonna lengthen up. So shoulders back and down, ribs in and up, stretches in your hamstring, gazes to the floor. Deep breath into your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. And then fold. So check in. Maybe you're bending legs. Maybe we're not to the ground yet and we need some blocks. Because blocks are super helpful. It makes us so we can just make an extension of our hands. So if we're tight in our low back, we can really allow ourselves to get into a space that feels comfortable and feels good. Now, bend both your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing. Gentle little squeeze here. You go where you want to go. So maybe your mini back bends. Maybe you're side to side. Maybe you're rolling it all around. Maybe you're going one side to the other side. Whatever works for you. Ooh, a little crack in my back. Kind of nice. And then we're going to go all the way to the top of our mat. We're going to exhale. We're going to fold it down. So we're just wanting to check in. Get every time we fold down, we get a little bit closer to the floor, which means we might have to bend and move a little more. Now, fingertips to shins, lengthen up. So ribs in and up, shoulders back and down. I'm gonna have a space between my ears and my shoulders. Do not let your ears and your shoulders be friends. Make them be enemies. It's the only enemy you'll have in yoga class. Now, plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back. If you jump back, make sure you land in that plank. And then high to low. So I want you to think about making sure that you lead through your hands and keep your ribs in when you come up. So full on up dog, baby cobra, or we come down into Sphinx pose and press into those forearms, ribs in and up. And if you notice, I'm gazed about 6 inches, 6, 8, 10 inches in front of me. I don't want to be here, and I don't want to be here. I want to be here. And then meet me in down dog. Okay, so any way you want to get it there, we're going to get our right foot to our hands. We're going to come into that lunge. So I'm going to come forward into bear crawl and lengthen. And then I'm going to come into my tippy toe on my left, bring my right in and up to my chest. Let's go back knee down first. Keep those ribs in. Stay in the back toes. Round into your right foot. Rise up. Find that good squeeze. And then press into this. So I'm not rising up like this. I'm grounding into my solid foundation and coming up here and then pressing into it. So we'll start low and then we'll go high. Hold here for just a breath or two. Nice. You can even bring hands together if you want. Be a little Charlie's Angels. Now bring your hands back down. Come up off the back knee. Step back into down dog. Walk it out. Bend your knees, gaze goes forward. Step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Exhale and fold. Bend and move as much as you need. If you need blocks, use those blocks. Now ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing. Gentle little squeeze, go where you want to go. Then back to center. Exhale, fold it down. you go at your pace. So if you're just a little behind me or in front of me, that's okay. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Plant those hands down. Step back, hop back, jump back. If you jump back, land in that plank. High to low. Find your Sphinx, your up dog, your cobra, whatever feels good to you. And then meet me in down dog. We're gonna do left side low lunge. So however you get your left foot to your hands, you can just help it up there, or you can come forward into bear crawl, lengthen that left leg high to the sky, step my hands back to get into that right heel, come up on the tippy toe of the right, left comes in and up to my chest, to my hands. I'm gonna shimmy back. My right foot, I'm gonna lower down my knee. I'm gonna keep my ribs in, rise up, bring the arms up, then press into that stretch. So I have a nice tall line instead of just coming here. So this gets me more compressive in the low back versus here. Nice. Hands if you want, fingers can come together, little Charlie's Angels. A little sassy this morning. And then bring the hands down. We're gonna come up off the back right knee, we're gonna step it back into down dog. Walk it out. Now bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Exhale, fold. Use blocks if you need, or if you don't, that's fine too. But if you're tight and can't quite get to the ground, don't just hang. Think about bending a leg, straightening a leg. It opens up these hips and the low back. Ground into the floor, roll yourself to standing, gentle little squeeze. Go where you want to go. We're going to do that exact same thing, but we're going to go high lunge instead of low lunge. So arms come up. Exhale, we're folding. Bending as much or as little as you need. You pay attention to your body. Legs come straight, fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Gazes to the floor. Make a straight line in your spine from the crown of your head to the tail of your or the tip of your tail. Plant your hands down. Step back, hop back, jump back. High to low. You got Sphinx pose. You got baby cobra. Pressing through the hands, keeping the ribs in and up, or a full-on up dog. Nice. When you're ready, curl your toes, bring your hips up and back, meet me in down dog, walk it out. Right foot to your hands. Any way you want to get it there. Come forward into bear crawl. Bring that right leg up and through to your chest, to your hands. Now I'm going to do a little, I'm going to keep my back knee up, but I'm going to do a little bend with my back knee, but not bring it to the floor. Ground into my right foot. Rise up as I keep my pelvis in a good position, and then bring it up here. So notice I'm not overarching, but I come to the floor and I ground into that foot, little bend, and I rise using my core and my whole body. And then I find this. Nice. Woo. Take a deep breath. On that exhale, bring your hands back down to the floor. Step back your right foot, walk it out. Bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, let's lengthen. Exhale, fold. Notice the difference in the right to the left. Notice if you feel a little more open in the right. If you still need it, keep moving, keep bending. It's like the magical thing that makes everything kind of all come together. Now ground into your feet, roll yourself all the way to standing, gentle little squeeze. Go where you want to go for a sec. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to fold it back down. You find your pace, your flow. Fingertips to shins, lengthen it up. Straight legs, ribs in. Shoulders back and down. Ears and shoulders are enemies, not friends. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, whatever works, high to low. Sphinx pose, you press through those forearms, ribs are in and up. Baby cobra, press through those palms of those hands, ribs stay in and up. Or full on up dog. Meet me in down dog. You got that left side. So any way you want to get there, I'm going to come forward into bear crawl with the left. I'm going to bring my left leg high to the sky. I'm going to come up on the tippy toe of the right. My left knee is going to come in and up to my chest. I'm going to round my back and place my left foot down. So I'm going to shimmy back my back foot a little bit. I'm going to bend my back knee, and then I'm going to ground into my foot and rise up. So this is where when I rise up, I can now extend my heel back. And now I can find a good high lunge. Gaze is straight off in the distance. Arms can be a little wider or together, just depending on how your body feels. If you need to bend that back knee, you always have the option to do that. And Charlie's Angels it. Bring your hands all the way back down, step back to your left, walk it out. Bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Bring the shoulders back and down. Gazes to the floor. Exhale and fold. Hopefully we're getting a little closer to the ground, or hopefully things are starting to loosen up. Then bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing. Maybe we're doing little mini back bends. Maybe we're full on Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels is meaning I have like a Charlie's Angels, right? Could be whatever you want it to be. Now, exhale, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna fold it down, because the more we do it, the more reps we do, the more we remember. And the more we feel good in our own skin and things start to open up. Now legs come straight, fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. Move with quality, not necessarily for speed. We want to go fast, we go fast all the time. Now is the time to check in with your body, see how your body feels, and give it what it needs, not necessarily what your mind thinks it wants. Meet me in down dog. Your body tells you what you need. We choose if we want to listen to that or if we want to listen to just what our mind is saying. And usually our mind's like, go, go, go. And our body is like, whoa, slow, slow, slow. Now, I'm going to bring that right foot to my hands, however I need to get it there. I could just help it. And I'm going to come up into that high lunge. So I'm going to set myself up. When I'm here, I'm going to bend my back knee a little bit. I'm going to ground into my front right foot. And I'm going to use my core and my ribs, or my pelvic floor, to lift myself up. And then extend back. And then find that good position. Find that nice high lunge. Just like we've done before, you can always bend here and then lengthen, and you still get that stretch. Charlie's Angels, if you so desire. Exhale, fold it down, step it back, walk it out. Nice. Now bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Head and neck, have some space between those ears and shoulders. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself to standing, go where you want. And then we got left side, so we're gonna bring it down. Halfway lift, fingertips to shins, shoulders back and down, ribs in and up, gazes straight down to the floor, stretches in those hamstrings. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. Find your jam. Meet me in down dog. I do little tiny movements within poses once I find the position of the pose because I learned so many things about my body. And then I'm like, ooh, that feels good. Now we're gonna get left foot to our hands. So come forward into bear crawl, lengthen that leg high, get that left leg up and through to your chest. Now, train track your feet. Bend your back right knee, ground into your left foot. Use your core to rise yourself up. Send that heel back. Make sure your pelvis is in a good position. If it's not, fix it by bending that back knee. Find that high lunge. Sink into that lunge, send that heel back. Get deeper into that pose. Keeping those ribs in, don't overextend your back. Arms can come out. Arms can be Charlie's Angels. You do so many things. Plant those hands back down. Step back your left foot. Walk it out. Bend your knees. Gaze goes forward. Step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins. Lengthen up. Exhale, fold it. Then ground into the floor, roll yourself to standing, gentle little squeeze. Go where you want. Hips feel a little more open. Nice. Now from that position, we're gonna exhale, we're gonna fold. We're gonna go fingertips to shins. Keeping those ribs in, finding like you'll make yourself a table. Plant your hands, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. Meet me up and down dog. And then bring your knees down to your mat, go wide, big toes to touch, slide back, find that child's pose. Move those hips a little bit from side to side. Place your head down. Maybe a little bend in the arms. I like to bring mine out a little wider and have a little bend sometimes. Or you can even take a block and you can put thumbs up on the block. And as you press back your hips, you get a little bit deeper. Sometimes I'll use 2 blocks and have one for each arm. But I'm doing the same thing. I want to press my hips back towards my heels. I want to keep my ribs in. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just allow yourself to find a moment. When you're ready, you're going to slide your hands back. You're going to bring your knees underneath you. You're going to cat-cow a few times. And then you're going to step your hands about half a step forward. Curl your toes. Press those hips up and back. Walk it out. Bend your knees, look at your hands. Step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen it up. Find some space between those ears and those shoulders. Don't have them here. Back and down. Exhale and fold it. Use those blocks if you still need to get there. Bend if you still need to. Now, bend both your knees, ground into those feet, roll yourself to standing, gentle little squeeze, bring it all the way up. Ooh, I'm starting to feel a little more looser, which is nice. And bring your hands down, shake it out. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I feel good. All right, let's do some warriors. So we're gonna start this way. We're just gonna go, first, we're gonna come wide. So I have my toes turned out, really whatever feels most comfortable to me. I'm gonna show you this from the side too. And we're just gonna do a little ninja lunge and get a little stretch side to side. Now, what I see all the time in people is they'll have knee pain, or what they'll do is be loading the knee. And that's how you load the knee. I don't wanna load the knee. I wanna come back into that hip, but I also wanna keep my ribs in and then get to here. So this looks different, trying to keep my chest up, than this. This, if you had a weight, you're loading that knee and you're gonna have knee pain. So I want you to think about just coming side to side and finding that stretch in the inner thigh. Want to know something cool? If you have cool things like this, look at matches. If you're short, or if you need blocks, or you need a little, hey, keep me up, these work amazing, because now you can keep your chest up, but go side to side. So a little side to side, finding a little stretch in those inner thighs, because we didn't do a whole hip sequence this morning. Next, you want to think about pushing that hip back and coming back up. Pushing the hip back first. So it's like you're sitting back here. And then here. It's a nice stretch. Yes. And you can turn the toe up, because that'll get it a little deeper into that pose. Nice. Okay. Now from here, right, I'm wide. I'm gonna take my right foot, I'm gonna turn it forward. So my legs I always make straight, but look at, I kind of look a little like jacked hips, right? So how do I fix this? Because I feel like my hips are going this way, and they should be going this way. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna slide back my heel and move my toes a little bit more to 45. I'm gonna make sure my heels are about heel to arch, and then I'm gonna make sure I have straight legs first, and I'm gonna squeeze my booty and keep my pelvis here. When I find this, watch me drop into that warrior. Look at that. My knee lines up. So what I don't look like is this. Because when we go too short of a stance, watch how my knee goes way over my toes. And then we do this. And then I look really uneven, right? So if I go wider here and go straight legs first without pushing my booty out, I'll show you this from the side, and I drop straight down, my knee now lines up there. So what this looks like from this way. Because what I see a lot, besides the front foot being too close, is I see this. And people will push into that instead of dropping down and lining up that knee and keeping yourself centered. So you see how my whole body just stayed, my lower body stayed in the position that it was. Okay, whoo, that's, there you go. So I'm like, think straight leg triangle. Now I'm gonna drop down, and if I need to shimmy my front toes forward, I do. And I adjust while I'm in a pose. Okay, so if we find this and my hips are now open to you, I'm gonna bring this arm up, shoulders back. Arms are strong. So if I came by, I couldn't push your arms down. So shoulders back and down. I might sink a little deeper into that warrior. Whoo, feel this in your inner thighs. Now turn the palm of the front hand. Back hand's gonna go down your leg, front leg's gonna go straight. You're gonna follow that right hand into a reverse warrior. looking at your right fingertips. You're gonna slowly bring those back and then bend your knee, go right back into that warrior two. So you wanna think about how you can get that back leg a little longer. I would lift your toes, lift your heel, slide your toes back foot. So your toes are more here. I would think, try to get them here. There you go, there you go. Now sink into this. Woo, don't fall. Now pinwheel your hands. Turn your back foot. Find a down dog. Ooh, my left hip is like, hi. I didn't know you were there. Now bend your knees, gaze goes forward. Step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Exhale and fold. Now bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself to standing, gentle little squeeze, and come all the way up, go where you wanna go. We're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side, but it's really easy. So a lot of times it's hard for people because they don't go wide enough. So if you feel like, say you look like this and you're lined up with this one, but this back leg is a little closer and you can't feel like you can get very far, I want you to think about sliding that foot back, and then I turn my toes that way. Now my hips are that way. And our hips just might be a little tight today too. And then when I come here, I feel this. So, where are we going? We're going wide again, because I'm not gonna turn and face the other way. It will sound weird. And we're in ninja lunge a couple times, just because I wanna get that feeling of not loading my knee and going side to side. So just do a couple ninja lunges. Ooh. So don't push forward into the knee. Push back into that hip. So think here, lead with that hip. Sometimes I'll put my hand on my hip, and that way I will push my hip back, keep my ribs in, and feel this in the right hamstring if I'm pushing into the left hip. And same thing on this side. There you go. Now we're gonna build warrior on the left, right? So if I'm just in this position, I'm gonna take my left toes and I'm gonna turn them forward. Now this would make me look like this, because this back leg is, my hips are uneven right now. My hips are kind of jacked this way. So how do I fix that is I lift my heel, slide it back, lift my toes, turn it out to about a 45 degree. Now my legs are straight and I'm like right above my pelvis. So if I bend my knee, I can come right into there. I might have to adjust that front foot. So I'm looking for this in some capacity where my hips are open to the screen and not forward to me. If they were forward, my back foot would be a little bit more like this versus like this open here. Now I'm just gonna take a few times to just set my position so I know when I come into this that I feel it here. There's nothing wrong with setting yourself up for a pose before you go into full expression of that pose. And when I feel like, ooh, I can keep my torso nice and tall and I can find this, and my hips are open here, I might have to shimmy my toes forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring my arms out. Shoulders back and down. So I feel a stretch here, I feel a stretch here, I feel my glute on, shoulders are back, trying to keep a nice tall position. So everything is stacked as I come up. Now turn the palm of the front hand, back hand, down your back leg, and find reverse warrior. I always mess up names. It's all good. I'm looking at my left fingers. My front leg can be straight or bent, your choice. And then I want you to bring it all the way back. Pinwheel your hands, turn your back foot, step it back into child or into down dog. Walk it out. Bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Exhale, fold. Maybe you're getting closer Maybe you're touching the ground. Maybe you're grabbing the back of your calves. Maybe you're doing one of my faves. I like to step on my hands. So I step on the palm of my hands, and then I bring my shoulders back and down, but I don't let my ribs punch out, and I get a nice stretch down those hamstrings. Whatever your jam is. Bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing, gentle little squeeze. Go where you want to go. Check in to your body. See how it feels. Ooh, nice. I think it's balance pose time. I say, since we've been doing some warriors, that we do a little warrior 3. Here, look, I can use this as my wall. You'll laugh at me. Okay, it's my punching bag, my kicking. Okay, so this is my wall, all right? It's my wall. So we're gonna do warrior 3s. So if you don't need a wall, that's awesome. Even if you need like to hold on to one little fingertip, it does amazing things. Okay, so warrior 3, I'll show you with that in a minute, but I had to pull out my handy dandy awesome. If I get angry, that's what I make the kids do. Okay, so if I'm gonna balance on my right foot, I'm gonna think about big toe, pinky toe, center of my heel. I wanna evenly put my weight across my whole foot, and I really wanna find that. So since I'm going into warrior 3, it's really easy to rock, if you look at my ankle, to ride that outer arch of that foot. So you wanna think big toe, big toe, big toe, big toe, and squeeze your glute, and that will help regain your balance. Now, goal is to keep this here, keep your back nice and flat, and come here, right? I can already see where my foot is slightly turned a little too much, which is affecting my balance. So I wanna make sure my knees and my toes are in alignment with each other. So big toe, pinky toe, center of your heel, squeeze, keep your ribs in, find this. I'm trying to find a straight line, as straight as I can, to keep my brace and lengthen my fingers forward and my leg back. Now, if you want to make this more difficult, and you can practice as I do this, if your balance is awesome, pulse, bend that knee, come back up. Don't ride on different parts of your foot, be on the whole foot, so think big toe, big toe, big toe. That's one option. If you need something to hold on to, this is where I'm going to lengthen here and figure out where, when I come forward, that I'm going to be able to touch my wall. Because I don't want to be able to just touch it, because I can't touch it. But when I come forward, I will. So I'm going to show you this one on the left leg. And you can practice right and left. If you have a wall, which is nice, or a chair, think about this, same thing. Squeeze that glute, big toe, pinky toe, center of my heel, keeping my ribs in. As I lengthen, I'm touching with fingertips, and then lengthening my hands forward, pointing my toe, lengthening it back, and trying to lock out that standing leg. Yep, try to lock out that standing leg. If you can, yes. Now point your toe back, lengthen, 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 all the way down from your hands to your toe. And then when you're ready, you can come back up. Try it again. That looks nice. So thinking squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Set your body, have your balance on your foot before you go forward. And just be really mindful about that body position as you go into it. Nice, nice. Yes. Breathe. Point that toe. Get your hips squared to the floor. So don't want your hip open to the side. Square it to the floor. Sometimes we'll feel ourselves riding on the inner arch of our foot or the outer arch of our foot. Yep, and then lengthen back with your hands against whatever you're holding. Nice. Woo, shake it out. Good job. Okay, because we're getting to that time. We are. All right, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold it down. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. Meet me in down dog. And then we're gonna come forward into pigeon. So I want you to bring your right knee towards your right wrist. If you need to be on your back, you can be too, and you're gonna slide back your left. So you're gonna find this pigeon pose. I want you to think about not flexing your right foot, your right toes towards you, and just find a nice line from like, think stiletto heel, but not like gripping your toe like crazy, just where it's just in line with your shin. Now, I like to start off, it's up to you. I like to find a little length, and I come on my tippy toe or my fingertips. And then I might lower it down as I press back into that back leg. I might bring my hands forward. I might walk them to the side just to get a nice little stretch. And then I want to bring it down where I can relax. So deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just take a moment to just simply breathe. Deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Just get a little lost in your breath. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Now, if you want to do something kind of fun, it just kind of depends if you can get there. So I'm going to take fingertips to my right hand and the inside of my right knee. So I'm going to go fingertips, my hip, and my back leg all at the same time. So imagine I had a string attached to my head and a string attached to my toes. I would literally all at the same time bring it up. Now, you might just be here. Totally acceptable. You want to not push your ribs forward. You want to keep that glute squeeze. I might touch my heel. I might be able to bring this puppy into the crook of my elbow. I might be able to get here. Now, one I really dig, and you can do this with a band too, if you put a band around your ankle. I've been working on this one. If you take, I bring my ankle close. I get both my hands behind me. Once I find this, I'm going to lengthen up and use resistance against my ankle against my hands and my hands against my ankle. Oop, yep, and you can be one-handed as well. And that is something that will come with practice. Release, come back, find your down dog, walk it out. We will switch sides. That is the perfect progression. You are like right there. So with one hand, you're gonna work that and then find that balance. You're gonna switch sides. So you're gonna take left knee to right wrist, slide back your right. So that looks really good. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I could grab that with my other hand too, but my balance is really wonky, know that you're on the right track. And if you keep practicing with that one hand back there, you will eventually get it. Your balance will get better. I have seen it over and over, so I know you will get there. Now you're gonna lower yourself down. You're gonna find a nice position. You're gonna remember the same thing with your left toes, not to flex them towards you. Just find a nice, where it's just a nice line. And then you're gonna lower yourself down. You're gonna take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just take a few moments to just get a little lost in your breath. Deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Find 3 more slow breaths. Now, when you're ready, you're gonna rise up. I'm gonna take fingertips of my left to the inside of my left knee. So it's fingertips, hip, and back leg all at the same time, like I'm being pulled up to the ceiling. So I might just get here. I might keep my ribs in. I might bring it here. If I had a band, I could bring it here. Or I could come here. Or we do this, and it could be one-handed like you had, and you could be here, and eventually get to here. You want to think shoulders are back, and I'm pressing into my hands. My ankle is pressing into my hands, and I'm lengthening up, 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 up. Yep, try one hand, and keep this one here for a little bit of balance. There you go. You will get it. It will come, I promise, with practice. So when you're ready, you're going to find that down dog. You're going to walk it out. You're going to bend your knees. Gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Find some space between your head, your neck, your shoulders. Exhale, fold it down one more time. Nice, she's further to the ground. I like that. Then bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way up one more time. Then exhale, we're gonna fold it down. I'm gonna bend my knees and I'm gonna sit myself back. And I'm gonna find the best part of yoga. Right, and we're at home, so that means you can take up as much space. Please don't be like stuck in your triangle. We don't like to be stuck in our box, right? We like to be out of our box. So take up all the space that you want, all of it. Oh, take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just take a few moments to just settle into your space. Get comfortable. Get your hands where you want them. Add any props that you need. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And just allow yourself to settle into the earth. Settle into your mat. And give yourself this time to just simply relax. Release. And seal in your practice. So start to relax your feet. Your toes. Even the soles of your feet. Relax and release your ankles. Front, back, sides of your shins. Even let your kneecaps just sink down a little deeper to your mat. Really letting the weight of your legs and your feet start to settle against the back of your body. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Release your thigh bones into the back of your legs. And allow your legs and your feet to be fully supported by the earth that's underneath you. Notice how almost light your legs feel, but almost so heavy that they can't come off the mat. Take a deep breath in here now. Release that grip, that tightness, that tension that we notice in our pelvis and our hips, and notice how much more open, relaxed, released. Soften your belly. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Relax the front, back, sides of your ribs. Soften your skin over your heart. And allow yourself to be open to giving love, receiving love, seeing all the love inside of you and around you. Take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. Release your hands. Relax your fingers. Allow your fingertips to naturally just curl towards the palms. Settle into your forearms, elbows, upper arms. Soften your shoulders down from your ears. Release your jaw. Relax your throat. Allow your tongue to rest naturally on the roof of your mouth. And let those little lines we get up in our forehead, let those lines relax. Let all the thoughts, the worries, the fears, the to-dos, all the things that just keep bombarding us all day long, let those things go, even if it's just for a moment. And allow your mind to relax as much as you are allowing your body to. Feel the weight of your body settling in to the back of your body. And feel your body expand. Feel the front and the sides of your body expanding into the air around you. And allow yourself to take up space. Enjoy that spaciousness that you created inside and all around you. And feel that connection you have to yourself, to the earth, and to other people. So breathe in, love for yourself, and breathe out, love and kindness for others. So take a deep breath all the way down into the belly. And just let everything go. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And with your eyes closed and at your pace, turn yourself to your right or your left side. Take as much time as you need. And then using the arm you're not using as a pillow, use that to push yourself back up. And then bring our hands to heart center. So loving these Tuesday, Thursdays. It's so awesome. But as I end every class, the light and teacher in me honors the light and teacher in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have yourself an amazing, beautiful day. Thank you for coming.